Okay, we're having
Parang ambush
a bit of a break here in K11 Mall, right here in the center of Simsachu area in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
We just came from the Wan Chai Exhibition Center for the Gems and Jewellery Fair. We've seen a lot of those highly rare diamonds out of 4,000 exhibitors from all over the globe. But now we are taking a break because for the last 2 days we've been looking at all those kinds of rare stones. And this afternoon, I am with the very good company of the founder of Manila International Fashion Week. So may I introduce to you Mr. Ben.
Hi. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah. Ben, so you've been with me for the last 3 days. May I ask you, how relevant is this show for in the fashion industry?
I believe this kind of event is very important, especially to all the creative in the fashion industry, because we need to be updated when it comes to jewelry, what are the ongoing trends, especially for the 2026. And it's very important also to network with a lot of exhibitors. Just imagine they have more than 4,000 exhibitors from around the world. So this is the right time to network with them, and of course to meet a lot of people and from this kind of industry. So for me, this is very important.
Thank you for that very informative information. You know, as a global brand strategist, because I own the brand Bello already, I can relate to what Bench is talking about. You know, the landscape of the retail industry, of the fashion jewelry industry has changed in the last 10 years. And in fact, one of the most important issues that we need to tackle about is how you can be, how you can have a DNA as a brand. And this show will give you much on the quality of the product that you want to showcase all around the globe. Because this is not just a show of simple items. And in fact, when you come here, you get to be verified if you are a true designer, a true business people. So for those of you out there, you can explore this show. It happens 2 times a year. But then more importantly, how do you think it will give value to your career or to your business? Because always when you travel or when you explore, you need to have a purpose. You don't go there just for tour, no? This is something that should give value to your identity as a designer or as a business person in particular. So, a lot of nations are represented here. One of my favorite is the Italian Pavilion.
Yeah.
Always been a fan. I think, because you know what? Philippines is the Milan of Asia. We're very creative, our hands produce beautiful things. And of course, we cannot produce mass produce. And therefore, the identity or the DNA of the Philippine artisans or designers in particular are those that who can produce something that is unique, something that gives you an art feeling. And so, that's why Italian Pavilion is one of my favorites. Next would be, you know, the Asian Pavilion for Seoul or the Koreans. That's very interesting. Me and Hannah, we came there earlier, and we get to see, no? And then they're very sad, Bench, because we don't have any representation from the Philippines. Not at least to this time, no? We're here as a buyer, but we are not represented. In fact, we don't have a booth in this show. But maybe it's gonna happen in the future.
Maybe soon.
And another pavilion that I really like is the Home of the Extraordinary, where all the, even Thailand or Turkish, Turkey, the country, are represented. Of course, we're missing the Gulf area people, the Middle East. Yeah, because, you know, as you know, it just happened what's happening there. it's very unfortunate some of the booths are empty. I'm sure they paid for it, but they couldn't come because of the flights, etc. Because of the challenges of what's happening in the
Middle East.
in the Gulf
Yeah.
area. But looking at it overall because this exhibition actually is twinned with another gem show in Asia World Expo. What we came here today, where we went is the Hong Kong Convention Center, which is located in Wan Chai. So for those of you who are watching, there are two shows. That is, in fact, three. There are two shows in Asia World.
Yeah, the
spring, summer, and the gem show. No, so you have to watch out in checking the Hong Kong Trade and Development Council. At least for the big shows in Asia, I think Hong Kong is still one of the trading capital where it considers a hub for the B2B. People meet here to do some tradings. So yeah, so I relate to Bench that this is it is one of the relevant show that we should look after.
Post mo muna. Next question. Diba?